I know I look like I just woke up. Because I did just wake up not too long ago. But don't mind how I look, though. That's not the point. I feel like parents should be held accountable for the trauma, abuse that they installed and did to their children. No matter how long, you know how, um, like some crimes have like a gap in it of how long it could have been for, like 5 years. I think that's like the rape one. It's in 5 years or something like that. First of all, I feel like parents need to be held accountable for the mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual abuse that they put through their kids through. Okay, hold on. Let me finish chewing this real quick. I feel like Kanye when he was like, "Hold on, I'm gonna let this train go by real quick." Okay, but anyway, I don't think that it's okay that parents treat their kids, first of all, the ones that treat their kids like slaves and treat them in a very inhumane way. I don't think that that's okay. And I hate those people. Well, that's your parent. No, we are all human and we're all equal. Even though, yes, there's two different levels of 3D and 5D. So 5D is everybody is freaking equal. We all human beings and we all have our own life, our own path, and we're doing different things on this planet. 3D, which 3D is very irritating to me because there's so much wrongdoings going on because people think too much in the 3D. But 3D is like, okay, it's a parent and it's a child. But like I said, 5D, raising that vibration up. We are all humans and we all have psychology and brains and spiritualness and all that kind of stuff. It should not be okay for parents to physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually / psychology wise abuse and degrade and derate and all that kind of stuff to their kids. That is not okay. Like, if you can't treat your kid the way you want to be treated, you shouldn't have no kids. And if you don't want to be a parent, and if you don't want kids and never wanted kids, then you should have gave them kids that you laid down, had sex with somebody to get. You should have gave them away. And I don't think that it's okay that all of these men in this world be having kids and they don't have no type of responsibility to be in their kid's life. I feel like there should be a better system. I feel like if you lay down and had sex and had a kid, unless one of them is like literally harmful to the kid or to the other parent, I feel like there should be a law saying that they have to stay together. They don't have to be married and all that kind of stuff, but they have to stay together because they have a child. And both of them parents should be being parents, because that's why the world is so messed up, because there's so many broken families and broken psyches out there. Because everybody had a missing father, which causes its own psychological problems, which if you had a missing father and a spiteful, hateful mother, causes more trauma and stuff. And you being a kid, you don't even know like the outside of what's really going on. No, I'm only here because two people decided that they was grown at a young age maybe and decided to have sex and knew they wasn't even supposed to be together, knew that the things wasn't going to work out, and they had sex still, had me. The parent left, or the other parent made the other parent leave. It really don't matter. The other parent gone, left, didn't care that they had a seed out in this world this whole time. And now this other parent stuck with the kid, and now the kid is a burden to this other parent, so the parent really be treating the kid crazy. And the kid don't know what's really going on, so they trauma bonded with this other parent that they had to stay with, that they be with. The other parent had to have them and keep them. So now they trauma bonding, thinking that they love them. They doing everything they can to be the person that their parent will love. A kid know the energy that a parent giving off. They know when, oh, well, she doesn't seem like she loved me. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to act this way. She doesn't love me. I want her to love me. That's the only person I can get love from. Like, I don't think it's okay for parents to really be doing this to the children. Like, Y'all literally was giving these kids, first of all, kids are karma. That's why it says that everybody is born into sin, because y'all laying down having sex was a freaking sin, and we came out to be y'all karma. But we was y'all second chance to get it right, and y'all really messed it up. To all the dads out there that ain't never been in their kid life, to all the moms out there that have been spiteful towards their kids and hateful towards their kids because they really didn't never even want them, or they really mad at the father because he didn't stay with her. These parents don't really be loving their kids. Their kids is the only thing that they can confide in, because don't nobody else want to be there to confide with them. And the parents have the audacity to wonder why their kids act the way they act. Because you're a bad parent. That's why. And because that other bad parent is a bad parent for not being there too. You a bad parent for all of the emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual trauma you put this kid through in their real life. And the other parent wasn't even there, but they put them through that same type of thing too, even though they weren't there. Just the fact of the absence and them not being there is its own set of trauma. They wasn't even grown enough to co-parent. They was grown enough to lay down and have sex and have kids though. But they wasn't grown enough to, we made a kid, we got to take care of a kid. This kid and how this kid end up in this world is our responsibility. No. They wasn't even grown enough to do that. And they have the audacity to tell the kid they're disrespectful if they bring it up or tell them that they're doing something wrong. No, because on a 5D, when we all get to that 5D, we are all human. And just because you're the parent does not mean you can degrade the other person. It doesn't mean that you can put all of this trauma in the other person and expect nothing to happen to you, because no, we are all human. And I feel like all these parents need to be held accountable for the physical, mental, spiritual, and psychological abuse that they put kids through. It doesn't matter that there's the parent. Just because you was a messed up person and you a messed up person doesn't mean to turn somebody else into a messed up person. It doesn't mean the things that you went through should have made you into the messed up person that you was to do the things that you did to your kid. And some parents don't even psychologically and mentally process, oh dang, I really did some crazy things to my kids. Of course that's why they're messed up. Of course that's why they want to leave. And of course that's why they want to get out and do this and do that. If your kids at a young age become potheads, alcoholics, sexual beings that just have sex all the time, you did something wrong. And if you can't admit that you did something wrong, then you really are wrong. Because first of all of us do stuff wrong. The kids, the parents, it doesn't matter what type of title you have. Everybody did something wrong. Everybody do things that are wrong. Because we're human. Like I said, we all equal. But you want to chastise this child, first of all, for things that you did. Some things that you even did. Like I said, we all human. And then these single parents be having kids, watching kids. When kids that's watching the kids, they might seem mature, but they ain't been through nothing in life. They don't know nothing. Well, they might know some stuff, but they don't know nothing. You can't have kids raising kids, then expect them to be something, then expect everything to be okay. First of all, the kid that you got raising the other kids, you didn't just made them a parent before they a parent. And that's a trauma in itself. Then you got the other kid that's the kid being parented by a different kid, learning things wrongly because that kid was never a parent to teach this other kid how to live, how to do anything. And of course, no blame is on just one parent. It's both parents' fault. It's equally both parents' fault. Rather the father want to say, well, I wasn't even there. Exactly, you wasn't there. And the mother, especially if she got more than one kid, so she a single parent or half single, because she a single parent if she with somebody and that somebody ain't the kid's father. Even if it's just one of the kids' fathers, there's other kids that's fatherless, she is a single parent. That is not okay. It's so much trauma. It's so much things that's like, I can clearly see the way the world is and the way that it's messed up. People need to be held accountable for the things that they've done. And of course, then when you hold the people accountable for the things that they've done, they have learned that from somebody else. So it's really going up and up and up. So literally all of these parents just done failed as parents. And that might seem very personally attack like it's like I'm personally attacked, but I mean spiritually, mentally, all of that kind of stuff on a bigger picture and a bigger level. 5D, like I said, as us being equal people, us all being from a source on this planet to experience and do things however we end up doing things, which isn't always whatever we decide to do, because if you ain't being guided and being directed and taking heed to what you really supposed to be doing down here, you're part of the trauma, you're part of the bad stuff, the bad seeds. So yeah, so that's a different conversation in the song. But first of all, child support, like they made it based off money, like, and it's like it's not based off money. None of this stuff is material. It's mental. It's spiritual. No parent that laid down and had a kid should be able to not have a kid their whole life. Once you have a kid for the rest of your life until you die, until they die. It ain't no, oh, they turn 18, da da da. No, you brought that person into this world. You brought that spirit into this world. And if you did your job right, then yes, at 18 they should be well off and going to college or going out off into their own apartment, doing their own thing, and feeling comfortable in this world because they've had the proper training. A lot of these parents out here blaming kids and being hateful and spiteful towards kids when the parent is really the one to blame. How you blaming a child? How you blaming a child for anything when the child just came? You at least 13 years older than this other human being. And you blaming them when you was given the responsibility of them. And like I'm saying, so it's not to personally attack. Well, it is. I don't even care. Take it personal. Y'all should take it personal. Because if you feel like you taking it personal, that means you in the wrong. If you ever feel like the shoe fit and you get mad at something somebody's saying that don't directly say your name and put that stuff towards you, it's because consciously your subconscious know, like, you're part of you're part of the problem. And if you do feel like that, then I hope you take it personally, because you need to heal from what you've been through, and now your kids need to heal from what you put them through. You and that other parent. So we ain't gonna dismiss the whole other parent just because the other parent wasn't there. No, that other parent ain't dead. If that other parent ain't dead, both of them parents need to be held accountable equally. So if the parent that they was with beat them, assaulted them, killed them, or did anything, that other parent should be held equally responsible, because if they was there, if they would have been there like the way that they were supposed to have been there, it wouldn't even never happen. So if your baby mama out there killing your kids and whooping your kids and turning your kids into bad people and doing all this kind of stuff, and the feds and all that kind of stuff finally get involved in everything because it's that bad, and she go to jail, my nigga, you going to jail too. Oh no, so you put this kid in this woman and you left her, and you ain't, or however it happened, and you ain't never try to go back and make sure your kid was okay. That's neglect. All of these males out here with all of these kids, that's neglect. And they should be held accountable. Same way the moms and that did all the crazy stuff to their kids because of the dad or because of whatever they had going on. All of them need to be held accountable. All of the trauma people been going through. That stuff is not okay. Because if it wasn't the parent, had the title of a parent, if all the things that the so-called parent did to the kid was happening to the kid from somebody else, that other person would have been in jail. That other person would have been held accountable for the actions that they did. Because the parent would have told on them. The parent would have, well, you did this to my kid. Like, what the hell? Why would you do that to my kid? She a kid. He a kid. Da da da. Oh, but no, the parent think that, oh, just because they parents don't mean you are owner. We are not slaves. Parent means you was the giving guide. You was the given spiritual, mental, physical, all of that kind of guide to this human soul, to this soul, to this spirit, to lead them and help direct them on this plane of this world. Like, God didn't give you no slave. These parents be having the mindset that they gave birth to a slave. Thank you, God, for this slave. I'm gonna tell them to get the remote every time I don't want to get up. Thank you, God, for this slave that you let me bore out. Now I ain't gotta deal with all of this extra stuff. What? No, that's not how it works. Kids are not slaves. Both parents need to be held accountable. Whenever something happened with the child, it's both the parents' fault. If that other parent ain't dead, both of them should be in court. So whatever the one parent that had them did, that made them even get in trouble or made something bad happen or whatever, they held accountable for what they doing. But go find that father who knew he had a kid. Now, if he don't know that that's his kid, he don't know that he had a kid, that's a different story, probably a little bit. But if he knew he had a kid this whole time, when something happened to that kid, both parents should be held accountable. So the parent that did something, they get in charge with what they did, and the other parent is neglect. That's clear, first of all. I don't care we can figure out other things too, and it might change depending on everybody's situation. But the number one thing is definitely that father or that other parent that wasn't being a parent the whole time. That's neglect. I'm tired. That's what my dad told me. He said, I spit you out into your mama, then your mama spit you out into this world. It took two. But a lot of people gonna have hurt feelings, but fuck they feelings. Trauma. But yeah, so it's 7:50 now. Yeah. I'm not leaving this planet, not letting the planet know, like, oh yeah, this where y'all getting it wrong at. This where y'all really getting it wrong at. I don't condone and I don't agree with any type of abuse. Like I said, mentally, physically, emotional, spiritual, psychological, none of that. Especially the things that have to do with mental. I don't condone nothing that is gonna mess up somebody's mental. That's having a negative effect on somebody's mental. Because mental health is like the biggest thing. Everybody worried about materialistic thing when the biggest thing that everybody need to be worried about is mental health. If everybody mentals was together, everything would be perfect because everything would be getting together exactly how it's supposed to. Because we are spiritual beings. Like, but I'm gonna leave that there, and we can make another video. I'll have my thoughts more collected probably after I get off of work. I gotta go to work today at 11. Even though, like I told y'all in my other video, I was like, I want to quit or whatever. But while I do want to quit, at the same time, I don't want to be homeless. I like food. But even though I still have food, I ain't gonna lie, I still have food, but still. But that, am I the only person that feel like people need to be held accountable for all of this abuse, all of this trauma? Shoot, let me know. Let me get some of the ones that's butthurt about what I said. Cause that's just gonna out them. You was a bad parent. You wasn't there.